Oh, I got the camera on the back. How do I turn that camera around? There we go. Hello to my AusByDrone family. This is a little bit unexpected, but I thought I'd come and say hello. Hello, I am Wedge. How you doing? Hey, Squappy Drone Videos. How do you actually say Squappy? I hope I'm saying it right. Hi, Floyd. So, as you probably saw from the description on the other video, my channel is unable to stream today. And the reason for that is there's a major internet outage that's affecting a large part of Sydney if you're on cable broadband. So I have no cable broadband today. You're watching me from Epcot. Okay, cool. So yeah, I have no internet, and even if it was back, I still probably wouldn't be able to do it today because unfortunately the internet was not good enough to even get my videos prepared and all of that kind of stuff, all of the downloading and stuff that I need to do. So that didn't happen in time. But before we do anything else, since we are here on the 11th of November, and I didn't realize the time, I was trying to wait for, I was trying to observe a minute's silence as part of the normal show. I intended to, so unless anyone objects, I'm going to do that now. Just for those in the US who don't know, it is 11 a.m. on the 11th of the 11th in Australia, so let's observe a minute's silence. Okay, that's about a minute, but yeah, look, I think it's important for us to all remember the past in that way. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I have no internet at home. In fact, if I try and use my internet right now, it actually shows an upload speed that's still pretty good, but a download speed that's like zero. It literally shows zero download speed. And I did a little bit of testing to try and run the show from that, and it just wasn't working. My favourite friends at Telstra, by the way, the internet's been broken since 3:30 in the morning, I think it was, on Friday, and it's now Sunday at 11, and they still don't know what's wrong with it. That's the funny thing. They have no idea whatsoever why their internet service isn't working. I'm going to get out of the sun. It's a bit warm over here. Let me see. There we go. In case you're wondering, I'm sitting in my backyard. Hi Notbot, thank you for telling everyone. It's good that you're always doing your job. You're all invading from iSpike. Yeah, I saw he was streaming. Hey Jack. Thank you and welcome, come and join. And up there, she ducked very quickly. Up there was the person who normally does the production for my show, and she whispered hi. I tried to show you on camera, but she ran away. Yeah, this is my backyard, and I got this really nice jasmine creeper on the wall there. It's really cool. Anyway, my whinge. I want to have a rant. Telstra is the only company that can deliver cable broadband internet in my area. Now, to do streaming, I need that kind of bandwidth. I can't go with a DSL. It's just not enough for uploading. So I've got cable. And like I said, it's been out of action since 3:30 in the morning on Friday, and it's still out now. And it's frustrating because I'm a tech guy, I'm a network guy, and I know how this stuff works. And for Telstra to be unable to fix it in that period of time, let's work out what the reason could be. Number one, they don't know what's wrong. They just don't know. And the reason they wouldn't know is either because they don't have enough staff to work out what's wrong, or their staff are badly trained. That's one possibility, so staff. Possibility number two, they know what's wrong and they don't have any spare parts for it. In which case, that's really bad. You want to have an internet company that's actually got spare parts for their internet. Hi, Greg Hilton, Chris, Lloyd. So you want a company that's actually got spare parts. So if I remember, you are geofenced from flying in your backyard because it disappeared off the screen. Whoever said that was something I was looking at, but anyway. Hey, Jim. So number one, staff. Number two, they don't have spare parts. Those are the only two possibilities. For anything else, they should be able to actually fix the internet within a short period of time. Oh, there is a third possibility. The third possibility is, just imagine you've got this one device that you've got to replace to fix the problem that's affecting people right now. But if you replace it, it's going to take out another couple of 100,000 people. That would be bad. So those are the only three reasons why Telstra wouldn't be able to fix the internet promptly. I don't know what it is. I did do an experiment to try and connect the computer up via my phone and do some stuff with that, but the jitter was too high because everyone in the area is all using mobile at the moment. Is it a hacker attack? I don't think so. Yeah, it's working fine on my cell phone, Jim, but the problem is if you try and bring in John, we have problems with that, and I can't connect it to Wirecast, and I can't do the whole normal show the way I do it because you got Wirecast, and then I've got another computer, and it's just no good. A decommissioned seaport prevents you from flying in your yard? What? Actually, here's an interesting use for drones. The top over here, we've got some gutters, and when you get leaves on the gutters, people have got leaf guard, and it's sitting on the top, and those leaves, they sit there and they rot eventually, and they'll eventually fall into the gutters. But if you wait for a dry day and go do a deliberate roof inspection over your gutters and just blow off all the crap off the roof, it's a really good, simple way to take care of that problem. Anyway, look, like I said, Telstra, broadband, I have none. Do my neighbours have internet? Here we go. Here's the question you had to ask. Thanks, Walker. So this is my property here. This neighbour over here, he doesn't have internet. And a neighbour straight through my house and across the driveway, they don't have internet. Someone else up that way doesn't have internet. Another person down this way doesn't have internet. And here's the really cool thing. I'm a geek. I know how to work these things out. I've designed networks and IT systems all my life for a living. So for those of you who are technical, you'll get this. The other people, you might have a little bit going over the top. So I connected to my router, which is my router, not the carrier's router. And I've got the carrier's router in what's called bridge mode. I connected to my router and I measured these things called ARP requests. And those ARP requests, I can find out how many people are trying to connect to addresses that are not currently available. Anyway, without going into too much detail, I measured that. Then I found out how much the address space was and put all that together and how many IP addresses are actually being impacted. I was able to work that out without going into the technical detail. And it was 12,500, I think, if I remember correctly, or was it 14,500 people affected by this Telstra Big Pond outage. And those are only the people connected to my node. But the interesting thing is I saw posts in Twitter of people in South Australia and also in Brisbane, I think it was, in Queensland, also affected. So for all I know, this could be a nationwide Telstra Big Pond cable outage, but I've got no way of confirming that, and Telstra don't want to tell you anything. Anyway, since I'm here, ask me anything. One of those kind of circumstances where I'm sure they can and will fix it sometime. Hi everybody. That's a big outage. Yeah, 12,500 is the smallest number that I can predict, but it could be a lot more. What else have we got? I got nothing more to talk about. So like I said, do a bit of an ask me anything thing. And if not, I'll go in a couple of minutes and have a day off. Speaking of which, I guess Telstra can only reboot the system over and over, maybe hoping it fixes itself well. Here's a funny story. At exactly the same time that all of this was going down, the Telstra CFO, why are you not out flying with clear blue skies? I'll answer that in a minute. The Telstra CFO left Telstra and went to become the chairperson at Tesla. So maybe on her way out, she forgot to pay the electricity bill, and that's why the internet's not working. Why am I not out flying? You know, I was going to go out flying and I had a look at the weather, and initially when I looked at it, it was showing really bad weather, and I said, no, I won't go out flying. And then I checked again and I looked at the wrong place. So I could have gone out, but then I thought, no, since the show's not on, I'm going to chill out and have a relax. But let me tell you about what's going to happen next week. So I'm possibly going to rebook Theresa and Tor, who were going to be the guests this week, to be on next week, if they're available. Don't know that yet. But if they're not available, I'm not going to do maybe the cleaner unplugged Telstra's main server. I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. I'm not going to do the show in the same format next week. It's going to be pretty relaxing. We're going into summer now. Next week is going to be free-for-all kind of thing. So inviting you guys in to come in and be part of the show. There won't be the regular news. And the reason for all of that is it's my birthday next weekend, and people, you may not realise the amount of time it takes to actually put it all together. It does take a lot of time to put the show together, so I want to have my birthday weekend next weekend, but I've also got a test for an exam the following day, so I've got study to do as well, so I just needed a little bit of a break from it next week. Are you whinging or whining? Doesn't matter. There was something that someone said, why aren't I out flying? I've answered that. Is there anything else here before I bail for the day? Looking on the screen. Looking, happened at my workplace, the whole network shut down. It was also backing up at the time. I trust Telstra is answering their phone. I actually had one phone call and I timed it. It was 3 hours duration before they answered the phone. So if you want to know how big is the outage, I think that gives you an indication. Yeah? 3 hours to answer the phone. So as I was saying, next week is going to be a bit of a free-for-all. I'm going to go and chat to you guys. You can come into the screen. We'll go and bring up some of your channels, kind of like a few other people have been doing for a while, and featuring each other. I want to call out one guy who's in the room right now, Stan Cook. Hey, Stan. He did that Vegemite thing a little while ago, and yeah, it was cool. Scroll up from my earlier comment, but I don't know how. Oh, here we are. I've worked out how to scroll in this mobile app. Tony Baker. I had no internet after 3 weeks and rang the TIO. Complained, surprise, surprise, the internet was on the next day as it escalates the ticket once the TIO contacts Telstra. Yeah, I know about the TIO very, very well. I've worked in the telecommunications industry pretty much all my life. For those who are regulars, I've mentioned before, I had a bulletin board in my parents' home with 30,000 subscribers when I was still a teenager, with 40 phone lines coming into the garage and punching a hole through the wall from the garage into the family room, and I had racks of modems lined up there. So yeah, I know about the telecommunications industry and the TIO. I used to have an internet company of my own. Anyway, hey Jim, I saw you there. Where are you? Mr. Graphic. Got to have a chat to you again about the something to go between the eyes. So everyone's heard of Ken Heron's eyes that he put on his drone, and I've had a couple of emails back and forth with Jim, and I want to work out what we can create that would be cool to go with the eyes. And if you imagine a nose and maybe Miss Pac-Man lips or something stupid, or maybe a mustache, yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe a Mr. Steel mustache or something. Because when you're in Australia and you want to ship things as incentives and prizes and what have you from Australia, it's a little bit difficult because our postage is so expensive. But the whole idea of sending stickers and things like that is cool. So we definitely have to chat more. Jim, a set of antlers. Yeah, maybe. Anyway. Look, I'll leave it there for today. It was cool to just drop in and say hi, but don't forget, next week, free for all. We're going to bring people in. We might feature some of your videos on the channel live. It won't be pre-scripted. It won't be pre-rehearsed. And we'll just have some fun. Okay. Ms. Pac-Man, yes. Okay. That's all for me today. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye, guys. Now I've got to work out how to stop this thing. I always laugh when I see people doing live streams and trying to work out how to stop. Sounds cool, Greg. There is no stop button. Oh, there it is. Okay. See you guys. Bye for now.